So I'm gonna start like this. It's a shame that you guys come to these board meetings and sit here and take people out of the warrant list to be paid. The things that you just named, Trustee House, is services to the residents of Dolton. Speaking of all the vacant property that get cut by those vendors as we speak now, when people call in and ask us to cut down trees, to trim blocks, to maintenance lawns, to get rid of the squatters and the vacants that's bushes and trees all around houses, it's a shame that you will sit here and directly pick out certain vendors. Because why? First female mayor of Dolton. Why I gotta have all this controversy? Why I gotta have all this back and forth with my board? For what? When I put you in your seat, Trustee House, Trustee Belcher, never would have been a trustee. I the one made it possible for you guys to sit where you are now, but yet you guys want to be gridlocked for no reason. And all I want to do is help the people. That's it. I grew here. The rest of them flew here. I say that all the time because I really care about where I grew up at and I want to fix it. It's a shame that we got to sit here and have board meetings this long for no reason when we don't have board meetings because they don't want to pay the bills.
Be recognized?
Yeah, you're going to be recognized, but I just want to know why. So just keep these in mind. Why? Why would you do such a thing like that? Every board meeting we got to come here and fight over paying vendors that did the work. We owe them the money. You do know it's a prompt act, right? You got to pay vendors. You have to pay them when they do the work. You guys got to stop doing this. And I don't understand how any of you other trustees would sit here on mute and not even pay anybody, Trustee Norwood, Trustee Tammy Brown, and Trustee Kiana Belcher. It's a shame that all y'all will follow that and keep voting down people pay. We have been through this long enough. And for the record, Trustee House, you need to sign the checks. It's checks that you have not signed because you want to sit here and pick out people that you do not want to pay because of your own personal reason. That's unacceptable. You guys supposed to legislate. I govern the town. When y'all get that in your head of who does what, you guys will move differently here in the village. So now when people call tomorrow and ask for trees to be cut down, when they ask for lawn care service, when they ask for things such as services, what are we to tell them because the board don't want to pay vendors? And it's the same issue we have with the roof and window program. You guys don't want to pay the vendors so that residents can get their roof fixed, their windows done. It's a shame. So what's the point of making plans and you guys keep stopping progress? Y'all make it where vendors don't want to come and do any work here in the village. And that's a shame because I think we're doing an awesome job here in the village, but you guys keep stopping it every single time. So now those, especially on the west side where you live, Brittany, where people cutting down the trees and now they can see light, now you can see to the end of the block. You should not be not voting for it to pay the vendors to clean up the west side of town. And I'm telling that to the residents so they can see what you're doing because you're following people. Stop being a follower and lead sometimes. This is why you guys don't govern. This is why you guys don't have check signing powers. Because at the end of the day, it is up to the mayor, the administration as relates to the day to day. But you guys hijacked the bank account too. I need the residents to know that. So that's what I mean by, yeah, I'm going to sue y'all for that too. You in the bank because it took forever to get on the bank, but y'all did some little secret squirrel stuff and went to Orland and got on the account, which is a shame, but it's okay. Every dog has their day. All right. Go ahead. Who want to go first?
Okay. If I could be recognized now.
Go ahead, Trustee.
Okay. So there's so much in there. But I'm going to just kind of go to my original statement, which is there are bills that are out there that have been previously approved, still not being paid. The 5-star invoice that we're talking about was approved for full payment. I have repeatedly said, because as the mayor mentioned, she says, we have the money. We got grants. We have all of this money. Please put that into one check, which is what the board voted for, or a majority of the board voted for, and pay it. I will gladly sign it if you put it in one check and pay it. I don't understand why it's broken down in 8 checks specifically since you say we have all the money. So my stance on these bills is saying at this moment, let's hold off on the bills that are mentioned so we can catch up on the previous bills, put it in one check, and it will be signed. I have no problem signing that. Furthermore, as you mentioned, past due in terms of public works, those people have been waiting for 4 years to get their raise and everything else. Yet we see fit to put all these other items on the warrant list and pay and overlook the same people that you claim are working very hard. I think that should be a priority.
Please stop with the smoke screens, for real. I need you to pay the people their money. It's not up to you to pick and choose how we pay. Tangenique, the finance director, just explained to you how you guys got the bill to be up so high. Because every single meeting, you guys took people out. Anybody that pay their bills regular, know that if you keep taking the bill or keep putting the bill off each month and another month and another month, guess what? It's going to add up to $1 million. It's going to add up to $2 million because you guys chose not to pay anyone. So now we're playing catch up with certain vendors because you guys chose not to pay anyone for several months. You out of order, trustee. You out of order. So it's up to you to sign the checks how the finance department sent them out to you. And that vendor don't even have a problem with how we're paying him. He even reached out to you, trustee. And for the record, you get the bank account every day. You know what balance we got. You know how much money we got. So stop playing games and sign. Matter of fact, where them checks at? Give them them checks. You sign them checks, trustee. And then Clerk Key sign the checks. That's what y'all need to do because we voted on this already. It's illegal for you guys not to sign the checks. I got them right here. Where they at? Give Trustee House the check so he can sign them checks right now in front of these people. We ain't gonna stop playing these games. We gonna call a spade a spade. There you go. You can sign all the checks right there. All them checks that you did not sign is right there for you and the Clerk Key signature, which I don't understand why she ain't signing checks. Because at the end of the day, Clerk Key, you said I sign when the board votes for it. The board voted on it. Why you ain't signed? Because you're following Jason. This nonsense. You're following mess. Stop following mess. It's gonna lead you in a rabbit hole. Don't say I didn't tell you. Okay, make sure you sign. Get past her them checks when you're done, Trustee House, so she can put her signature on that too.
Don't worry about
I am worried about what you do because you're holding up progress. And I need you to take care of them FOIAs. Please stay in your lane. Thank you. This lane too fast.
First, Mayor, you sit up here and you mentioned smoke, which that's exactly what we're doing with you in this administration. Smoke and mirrors. You sit here and you tell everybody their job. Your job is this. If we weren't responsible for the finances, we wouldn't need to approve them. If you need our approval, that means we're responsible for the finances. So technically, that is our job. You mentioned me following. If you were a great leader, I would follow. There are ordinances put in place. Your job as the executive branch is to enforce the ordinances, not to tell us what the ordinance is. I'm quite aware of the ordinance. The ordinance states that anything over $5,000 should be presented in front of the board. That's what the ordinance states. So when you have things on here, 25,000, 80,000, that sounds like it's over the $5,000 threshold to me. So that means that if you were a great leader, you would bring it in front of the board, do the appropriate matters like what they call RFPs, bring it in front of the board so everyone is aware of who's doing the work, what work is being done. You sit up here and act as if when you were a trustee, you didn't mention a tree list. You kept stating the importance of a tree list. But now as a mayor, because this is something that you want to enforce, you don't find it fit for us to get the information. And then you sit here and say, oh, well, they don't want to approve it. How about you bring the RFPs in front of us? We all discuss it. How about we have a meeting, the first meeting that we're supposed to have, which is the CAL meeting, and then you present the vendors to us. We know exactly what's going on, not just us, but the community. It's their money also. If you present it, then we know what's coming and we're not surprised. Every month we get a warrant list and we have 50 different vendors. You say to us, oh, well, you being a follower. Well, how about when you all sent the email, it was approved for the $1 million for 5-star. That was approved, $1 million. I said, hey, Mayor, are you sure we have the money? You said, yeah, we have the money. So if we have the money, to me, it would make sense to write the check out for the $1 million and pay the people. But if we're not paying the people that's already meant to be paid, and every month you're coming and you're shoving these bills in front of our face and saying, pay it, pay it, pay it. How do we know where we stand financially? We don't. And that's all, again, if you could present the things to us so that we can do our job and make a good financial decision regarding the finances, then we won't sit up here and bicker every time it's time for finances. But it's the surprise, for me, the element of surprise. So thank you. That's my stance on it. You do our piece. We won't sit here and argue. We'll know who's doing the work, and it won't be a surprise. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, enough. So hold on. 1 minute, Trustee Brown. So I just want to say this to Trustee Norwood, because she said she made her statement. You guys are taking things off the warrant list that's under the threshold of the $5,000. So let me school you again, because you say that you want to listen to me. I'm just educating you. All I can do is give you the facts.
appreciate
You're welcome. I'm about to give you the lesson.
smart.
You about to get this lesson.
You're so smart.
Yep. Y'all know I'm super smart. Come on out, you know. But anyway, so
Okay, so just a couple of things. Is there more than one vendor that we're speaking of about these checks?
what do you mean?
You keep saying that they approved all of the bills last time and the clerk and trustee House didn't sign the check for the vendors. Is there more than one vendor that they did not sign checks for?
I think that's a rhetorical question.
It's not a
because
rhetorical
I'm pretty sure you
question.
talked to them. And I just told you.
I asked you a question. Can you
so
answer?
I'm gonna answer. So let me answer. Don't interrupt. Let you get my answer. So trustee House and the clerk didn't sign several checks. They have all the checks right there before you that you can look at and see that they did not sign certain people because they picking and choosing who they want to pay. It's not up to them. When the board votes to pay all vendors, but they won't sign certain checks.
Okay. My next question is, you made several statements in reference to saying that we affected people's livelihood and we're not paying them. They've done the work. I could say the same thing about you not giving people business license. You are affecting their livelihoods.
Trustee,
No. Let me speak because
you know nothing about
Let me speak because I have the right to speak because we're in discussion.
Wait, hold on.
We're in
like
discussion
got
about
nothing to do with corporate bills.
No, you made a statement.
So get it right. Talk about corporate bills.
You made a statement about people's livelihoods.
Trustee,
so I'm responding back
talk
to
about
it.
corporate bills.
Okay, and this has something to do with the financial status of our village because we are missing revenue from things that's businesses being closed. Yes, absolutely.
Go ahead.
From businesses
your friends'
being
clubs.
closed.
Okay, go ahead.
My friend is still open.
Go ahead.
Nah.
Go ahead.
But anyway, with businesses being closed, since you want to go, I don't know, you woke up this morning or something with anger on you. You sit here and talk about hate, but at the end of the day, nobody comes here to argue with you. Nobody at all. There are bills that we have the right to take off. We have the right to make decisions about. You say that you're running it at the end of the day, because this is going to be the narrative when we go broke. You're going to say, I wasn't even on the bank account. The trustees did it. When at the end of the day, you're making decisions and spending money and then get mad when we don't approve it because it's not financially sound. I sat here and looked at a lease that y'all spent $149,000 for one of them trucks. You make that's like when you 19 years old and you go get a car and the interest rate 27%.
Please state facts.
Oh, I got the facts, baby. You know I got it.
Please state facts.
I can hop over there and show you.
But go ahead, hop over here. Don't do that. I advise you not to.
Because last time
I did what you want.
You swore I was trying to do something to you. But let me tell you, here it is, dated December 27, 2022, the cash price of a 2023 Chevy Tahoe, $93,216.71. Interest and APR, $55,929.49. Total lease price, $149,146.20. Tell me if it's not facts, because your signature is all on it.
I don't see that.
Okay, but you want me to pass?
I don't.
All right.
I'll get my statement in a few minutes.
At the end of the day, it's not about going back and forth with you. It's about making financial decisions that is in the benefit of everybody and just not one person. And you can't seem to understand that. Have a great day.
Okay, trustee, I wish you will come here with better information and come here with a better plan than to come here to do nothing and to vote no for progress in the village of Dolton. All you do is talk negative. You don't talk about nothing positive. I don't know one thing. Matter of fact, name me one thing positive that you voted for here in the village of Dolton. I remember they had that whole issue over there. What was it? Public Works, or a truck ran into something and the whole town's gonna blow up. And you voted no to fix the gas leak. I remember that. So tell me, what do you ever do for the people? Because obviously you don't care about them. You don't vote to help them do anything. You won't vote to cut down no trees, cut no vacant lots, make sure they stay, make sure squatters out, make sure the police department had camera system working in a
I did vote
in a building.
So
you don't vote for
know your
nothing,
facts.
for nothing.
Know
But
your
anything
facts.
that's beneficial to Trustee Belcher, right? And I just want residents to see that, because you could point out little things or cry about this, cry about that, but you're not producing anything. None of y'all are. Please add that into your amended motion. Trustee, anybody want to amend the motion?
Don't we have to vote on this before we can amend it again?
Oh, we can amend it.
I would prefer to vote.
Would y'all, any other trustee want to amend the motion to add the K5 alleys in there?
Yeah, I would like to make that motion to add K5 back in there.
Second.
All right,
Doing
it's
the work.
been amended. Please call the roll.
Can I ask Attorney Delgado, is that proper? Because I'm confused on what we're voting on now.
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
You took people out, he added the person back in, and now we're gonna vote with K5 included.
There was a motion in a second, so how was it amended when we were in discussion?
We're done with this discussion.
But there was a
And
motion in a
amended.
second.
Okay, and it's amended.
Delgado,
Mayor's report.
I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Goodbye.
Second.
I'm doing my mayor's report. If y'all gonna walk out of the meeting,
Call the
y'all
roll.
walk out of the meeting, period. So I'm doing my mayor's report. So,
There's a
mayor's
motion. There's a motion in a second
it
on
is
the
not
floor,
recognized.
Attorney
Y'all-
Delgado.
goodbye. It is not
There's a
recognized.
motion and a second on the floor, Attorney
Nope.
Delgado.
So mayor's report, here we go, guys. It's a couple of things that's been going on in
There's
the
a
community.
motion and a
Trustee,
second
you're
on the
out of
board.
line. You're
Huh?
out of line.
Clerk,
You're out
can
of
you
line.
call the roll? There's
Clerk
a
can't
motion
call
and a
no roll.
second.
You out of line, trustee. So mayor's report. Here we go. We have a couple things going on right now in the village of Dolton. I just want to point it out to you guys.
There's a
So
motion
one
and a
thing,
second.
Trustee, you out of order.
I'm not.
You
There's
are out
a
of
motion
order.
and a
You out of-
second.
you out
You
of
had
order.
your mayor's report.
Didn't y'all say
3
y'all
hours
report?
that you was sitting here
I got my
talking.
mayor's report.
We've
so
been sitting here listening
okay,
to you
you'll be
for
okay.
hours.
You only do one meeting. You do nothing else. So
okay.
it's okay.
There's a motion and
All
a
right.
second.
So moving on. You out of
there's
order, trustee.
Clerk, can you
Trustee,
please call
you
the
out of order.
roll?
You're not the mayor. You're out of order.
Clerk, can you please
You're out of
call the
order.
roll? And if the
All right, so here we
attorney
go.
is going to sit here and let
Mayor's
her
report.
continue on with
Okay,
these
trustee, you can
shenanigans,
leave. Trustee, you can leave.
there's
You
a
can
motion
leave,
and a
trustee.
second on the board.
Trustee, you can
Since
leave.
you want to know, you
All right,
got
so here
all
we
the
go.
rules. There's a
couple
motion and a
things been
second.
going on here in the village of Dolton. I just want to make y'all aware of what's going on. One thing that I'm proud to announce is that now our swimming pool here in the village of Dolton will be repaired. So residents, you can come out and swim for free.
Aye.
What I love about that is you
All
can
right.
come and do that on the village. Before that, we didn't have anything going on like that. And that's what y'all remember. Remember how they act right here? Y'all remember that when election time come up. But I'm gonna give y'all my mayor's report so I can tell y'all the positive things that goes on in our village. This is a joke, I swear. Next, I'm looking for someone to run the Just Ice rink. So if anybody is interested, please call us at 708-297-6859. Again, goodbye. 708-297-6859. And that is Just Ice Rink. Next, we're looking for contractors to fix the roofs for the seniors. So seniors are asking for their roof and windows to be fixed. Please call us at that same number, 708-297-6859. We have a roof and window program.